guys, a very interesting team called Leeds United has been promoted this year, and United and Leeds United go a long way back. They are rivals. They definitely, the rivalry is very very heated. If you actually go into the past and look at the matches that both the teams have played, and the way the fans treat each other, the way the players are treated, once they move from one club to the other. I remember watching that All or Nothing documentary, and the way Leeds fans still talk about Alan Smith. I think that shows that there is real hatred amongst the fans. More so from Leeds, I would say, as compared to United, because we've not been in the same division for 15 odd years. But under Bielsa, under a new owner, Radrizzani, they're back, and how do you think that will go, man? Because I think we're in for two really interesting fixtures, especially the way Bielsa plays as well.
Yeah, I mean, so I watched Bielsa's documentary as well, like you did, and we've followed, and after that, I've been really amazed to follow Bielsa myself. So I've been reading a few books about the way he coaches, and probably reading the interviews that he has taken, although you have to translate them obviously, and
The
things like
Bielsa
that.
press.
I've been reading stuff about it. Yeah, it was fun, and it is something really fantastic. And yeah, Leeds are back, because the rivalry is something that is which we haven't really lived ourselves a lot, because most of us, we started watching football say around 2006, 7, 8, and for us, United versus Leeds means absolutely almost, it meant almost nothing for us. We never watched it apart from a few games here and there. But it's a huge rivalry, guys, and like कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है कि it's going to be a difficult one for us to understand as Premier League fans, as newer Premier League fans. But I guess the older guard might understand better. So, Mihir, I guess, you have been also doing a lot of work. और
Yeah.
दिखता है अपने को कि it's going to be big. समझ में आता है, you get that vibe.
Right. So yeah, we know, we all have been following Bielsa over the last few years. The way that he coaches about, there's a lot of data analytics that he's brought into the game. He is the one who's, I would say, for me, has revolutionized using data in football. He's known to be the so-called guru of Mourinho and Guardiola, and we all know what they've achieved with everywhere they've gone. And yeah, Leeds are back, and they've made a statement straight away by signing Rodrigo and saying that they're not just going to be relegation fodder, but they're going to be here to fight, and they're going to be here to fight for many years.
Yeah, I mean, it really looks interesting, and the point which जो अभी प्रथमेश ने बोला था कि हमारे आजकल के जो प्रीमियर लीग के नए फैंस हैं, जो these are the people who might not really understand the rivalry, but I think they will get a hang of it once. Just in case Leeds end up staying for 5-6 years, I think a rivalry is what makes the entire watching experience a lot more special. Now you play a game against Liverpool, when United are playing Liverpool. The night before that, you're thinking about the game, and the night after that, you're thinking how it could be a sleepless night for either reasons. It could be sleepless night because you won the game. It could be sleepless night because you lost the game, and that is because you don't want to lose to them. And as of now, I don't think there is such a feeling here, especially in this part of the world. But if you go back to England, especially Yorkshire, Lancashire, they go way many years back, and almost there is that rivalry within these clans, within these people for over 600 years now. So I think
Yeah.
for them, this is more than just football, and this is where I think just like India, Pakistan, or there is a Dortmund, Schalke, there is in France there is Lyon and Saint Etienne. These are the rivalries. They go beyond boundaries. They go beyond the boundaries of the game. They are much more personal. So I think this will get personal as it keeps going on.
तो गाइस, जैसे अपन अभी अपन बात ही कर रहे थे कि काफी पुराना राइवलरी है, it's been there for a long time. तो उसके बारे में थोड़ा बात करते हैं ताकि अपने अपने कारण शायद लोगों को भी पता चले क्या है ये राइवलरी के बारे में. तो जैसे for all the fans who are getting new who are acclimatizing to this rivalry, Leeds and Manchester, two really big cities, to the top cities in Lancaster and York, is known as Yorkshire now. So Lancaster and York have been battling for the English throne for a long time. This has been there for a long time. There was a war of the roses. एक काफी जैसा हमारे हिंदुस्तान में वो पानीपत की लड़ाई मानी जाती है, वैसे इंग्लैंड में एक वॉर ऑफ द रोजेस है नॉर्दर्न इंग्लैंड में, जो काफी जिसके बारे में काफी बात होती है. और इट्स अ बैटल बिटवीन रेड रोजेस एंड द वाइट रोजेस. एंड लास्ट ईयर दोनों क्लब्स ने अपना दे शोड देयर डेडिकेशन टुवर्ड्स दोस टू they engraved the roses on their jerseys, both United as well as Leeds. So that is something that has started from way long back. It started in the 15th century. तो काफी पुराना connection है दोनों cities का. It is maybe for good reasons and sometimes for revolutionary reasons, but ये है काफी पुराना connection है. It's like जैसे आप बोल सकते हैं कि आपका बॉम्बे और अपना ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, so a lot of historical references वैसे यहाँ पे भी है. कुशाग्र तो कुछ बात कर रहा था इसके बारे में before we started.
So yeah, I mean, of course, जैसे तूने बोला कि there are a lot of combinations there, and there are a lot of historical historical facts that bind these two cities together into whether it is struggling for different causes or whether it is just general rivalry. I'll just probably take it more towards football, I suppose, because my recollection of Leeds starts from, actually it's an interesting story. How I actually got introduced to Leeds was two factors. One was I was quite surprised to know that Bobby Charlton's brother never even tried to play for United. So in my young mind I was like, that doesn't make sense. If my brother was at some other club and if I was doing so well at my club, I'd probably at least tell him, hey man, you can join me, we're winning things here. But when I actually ended up reading about Jack Charlton and the way he was and what he meant to the club, and and also the Don Revie teams of Leeds, the Brian Clough disaster at Leeds. So Leeds has a very fascinating story. So I would genuinely encourage our viewers to go and just read up a little about the club. Do not develop any sympathies because we absolutely do not like them. But it's an interesting history that the club actually has. As far as they're concerned in the Premier League, they used to be one of the big four in the late 90s and early 2000s. A lot of money was pumped into the club. The finances were slightly mismanaged. The players like Rio Ferdinand, Alan Smith, and all these people were actually Harry Kewell, Mark Viduka. The list goes on. They had some really fantastic players. And they were also reached the Champions League semi-final in 2002. So it's not as if they've not existed in the top flight football this millennium. But yeah, it's been a long while since they've been of any real consequence in English football. So it'll be really fascinating to see. I think Mir, you were discussing with us about the squad and how Bielsa actually likes to play. I think that will be really interesting because given Solskjaer's style, I think this will also be one of those matches wherein United might have less. They might try to use the counter more.
Yeah, and that style has worked for us rather than not. So that's actually a positive, I would say. And coming to Leeds, the defensive midfielder Calvin Phillips made the English side for the international break. So that's probably a sign of things to come. Then they've got some Premier League experience with Pablo Hernandez, who played for Swansea, and even Patrick Bamford. He's a Chelsea academy graduate. He's played for Burnley. He's played for Crystal Palace. And then they also have Kiko Casilla, their goalkeeper, quite experienced. Played for Real Madrid. Played for Spain as well in their youth setup. So they have a good team. Slightly inexperienced or slightly young, you might say, but also there is experience in there as well. So probably you can say that it's a mixture of both youth and experience there.
Yeah, and Leeds in itself, they come in with fresh backing as well, Anurag, don't they? Because the thing is that as far as the club is concerned, they've had real misfortune of being led by some not so responsible owners and some really.
Don't we know about it?
Sorry.
Don't we know about the responsible owners?
I mean, it's a little hypocritical sitting here talking about their owners, considering the owner that they have now is actually doing something for them. So
Yeah,
better than Glazers at least. They've got Rodrigo as well, right, from Valencia. It's a crazy signing, man. Like considering last year Rodrigo was about to go to Barcelona, right? Barcelona were really after Rodrigo, and he ended up at Leeds. So I mean, clearly Radrizzani is putting in some money. I mean, Anurag, your thoughts, man?
He's putting in that money because Bielsa does his analytics well. He knows what kind of a player he wants at a particular position. He knows which player could potentially fit that position. I think that's one of the reasons why I've really enjoyed Thomas Frank, the head coach of Brentford, and as well as Marcelo Bielsa very much this season. I would have loved to see Brentford come up, but very closely they lost that a chance. But I think we if at all they come up as well, we'll see some very exciting talents there as well. And that is something similar with, again, Leeds. I think Mihir was mentioning Calvin Phillips. My goodness, what a strong... I mean, if you remember a couple of videos before, we were talking about the teams trying to get past the typical holding midfielder role to something a little more different. I think Calvin Phillips is a breath of fresh air in that particular position. His passing range is brilliant, and he always finds the right players. I think that he's one player I've been really looking out for. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Like Calvin Phillips, there is a pretty interesting story about like Calvin Phillips and Luke Ayling, which was showed in the documentary which they released a couple of years ago. So जिसमें like when Bielsa came in, वो बता रहा था कि like anyway, Calvin Phillips and you look at Luke Ayling, they're not the most bulkiest players. They're like those lean muscle, strong kind of players. But then Bielsa उनको जाके बोलता है कि guys, you're a little too, you're a little bit too much weight for me. I need you to slim down. And Kushagra, when I saw the reaction of Luke Ayling, I was like, even I was in the same reaction. Okay, you're like, kya bol raha hai? What is he doing? He's already like nothing. He's almost nothing, and you're asking him to slim down again. But there is a lot of science that actually went behind it, and the physical fitness, and Calvin Phillips himself said that it helped him to better his mobility. It helped him to actually think better because he wasn't really worried about losing stamina and actually even not able to compete with the pace of the other players that were around him. तो उसको काफी हेल्प हुआ ये. और तूने रॉड्रिगो के बारे में बात किया था जो बार्सिलोना जाने वाला था. He ended up at Leeds. I don't know what, but रॉड्रिगो के लिए काफी अच्छा मूव है ये. in a way प्रीमियर लीग आ रहा है. बट अपना एक प्लेयर है जो ऑलमोस्ट लीड्स के लिए ज्वाइन कर चुका था. Daniel James, he was almost a Leeds player, and when he left Swansea, he joined Leeds. He signed all the contracts, all the paperwork. He was sitting there almost searching for a house, and then searching for a house where it was actually done, not when it was rumored. So वो वहाँ पे गया, and then at the last minute Swansea cancelled the deal, and then he ended up staying at Swansea, and instead of Leeds now he's at Manchester United.
Talking about a player connection, also Erling Haaland's father, who was famously tackled by Roy Keane back in the day. There are some rumors going on because of this Leeds connection. That could be one of the potential reasons why Erling Haaland didn't join United. Obviously, I wouldn't believe that, but makes a good case. By the way, that tackle from Roy Keane on Erling Haaland's father, it sort of finished his career. So
Ethan, that's one of football's great how do I say great hearsay stories. Actually, Alfie Inge Haaland is the name of Erling Haaland's father, and he was playing for. So I'll tell you what happened. He This is 1997-98 season, the season Arsenal win the double. Roy Keane, it is United versus Leeds. Roy Keane is actually running towards the Leeds box, and suddenly, without any contact, he feels something in his knee, and he just crumples in a heap. Alfie Allen feels like as if, and this is next to the D or probably inside the D. I'm not sure. So he feels like he's either trying to buy a cheap foul or try to get a penalty, something like that. He just goes and does this right in front of Roy Keane, who's just writhing in pain. At this point, no one knows what's happened. A couple of days later, it gets to know that Keane has damaged his ACL. He's out for the season. Okay, Keane remembers this. Keane remembers that Haaland did this and did not believe that he had a real injury. When does Keane play Haaland again? 99-2000 season. And by this time, Haaland has gone to Man City. Okay. So there is absolutely nothing else that he's going to do. As soon as the match starts, ball comes to him, both in the midfield. He goes full start up, goes on his shin. And he hits him. So the thing is, we always see the foul and then we don't see any camera coverage because at that point in time, it was cut. But if you see the foul is not on the bone. The foul is on the muscle. So his career wasn't ruined because of that. He played football after that. The problem was that after coming back from it, he had some complications in another surgery that he was having in his.
Yeah, that's why I said sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. So I mean, that's this whole story was going around a lot last winter. Because Keane broke his father's leg.
Exactly. I think it was spiced up a little more for audience like me, especially.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And I bought into it.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm probably tempting fate here, but I don't think in Erling Haaland's career there'll be an opportunity to go to Leeds wherein it will justify his talent. And I've already tempted fate, as I said this. So. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just to wrap it up, guys. I mean, this is a different kind. I think I just have a slight query of Mihir to ask because just as Prathamesh was also earlier mentioning, United play Leeds at Old Trafford in December, and at that point, you at max you might have a couple of thousand, maybe 5,000 fans at best, right, in the ground in the stadium, if you're all hoping for the best. But United travel to Elland Road in end of April, right, Prathamesh? Right?
Yeah, 24th April.
So just as a random, I mean, this is for Mihir also. I mean, he'll come back to me. Your predictions, man. I mean, how do you see both the fixtures going for United? I know it's very, very far in the future, but we've got to give viewers something so that they can laugh at us later.
Right. So one thing that I have observed at the end of the last season was when there was no crowds, I think the pressure is a bit less on the players and also on the referees. So perhaps the game at Old Trafford won't be so intense, so heated up as perhaps maybe be a game that would take place in the 1990s would be. But so it will be a little less intense. But of course, one advantage that we might have over here is our manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's been a part of these fixtures. We have a lot of academy people coming in, so they know the importance of these fixtures. So that's something that we can definitely use to our advantage, and we will be using to our advantage. And crowds, yes, they will play a big part, especially when we travel to Leeds. So perhaps I'm expecting at Old Trafford, I'm expecting a win. I'm expecting a 2-0 win perhaps. But at Elland Road, I'm going for a draw. I'm going for a 2-all draw.
Right, Elland Road wala fixture na to, like when the season calendar came out, I was just waiting. When are we going to Elland Road? I know every year that curiosity hota hai na, Anfield kab ja rahe, Etihad kab ja rahe, when are we going to Stamford Bridge? This season I was really, really curious because I was into that mold. I was reading a lot about Bielsa also. So it was like combination of too many emotions at the same time. And I was like waiting, okay, Elland Road, 24th April. Damn good. Because
the
April, timing is so
longer the wait,
so many ways that
and
also interestingly there is a possibility we might at least see 70-75% of the stadium full. There is a possibility. Pata nahi hoga ki nahi, it's a different story. but अगर वैसे हुआ तो it will be fun for United fan, like traveling fans. Obviously, it's going to be a massacre. It's going to be madness in that stadium. And it will be fun to sing that famous chant that Leeds rivals have been singing in the championship, like Leeds are falling apart again. It's going to be fun if we actually go there and play good football and we win. And so वो एक that's like a desire. I always want United to go to Anfield, beat Liverpool, and then that win off off your perch kind of thing. Lekin this is going to be even more fun. This is going to be so much more fun because it's a new rivalry. हम लोग जो experience करने वाले हैं, हमने शायद कभी टीवी पे देखा नहीं था लाइव ये rivalry. शायद लीग कप वगैरह देख लिया होगा एक आध बार. But this is Premier League, dude. मतलब there is nothing that is bigger for Leeds right now. And for United, April मतलब business end है. Possibility कि हम top 4 battle में हो उस time पे. So crazy, dude. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say is I think we're going to win both the fixtures. It's eventually, I think, if we get the signings that we are really aspiring for, I think we should be beating them twice. Eventually, there is difference in quality.
Yeah.
That should be, ideally, that should be happening, but let's see.
I love.
There's a difference between Bielsa and Ole too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's significance, managerial experience different, but let's see. Yeah.
I like how crisp it was and Rag, but yeah, I don't think I'd also be a little slightly overconfident. I'd hope for 2 wins because in the end they're just a promoted team. So मतलब उनके against भी नहीं आएंगे तो फिर start कर रहे हैं हम लोग यहाँ पे. And realism की हद देखो प्रथमेश, even suppositions में still.
We are making a video for a promoted team, man. Seriously.
Yeah, man. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh wow. This is probably one.
I'm very confident there are no Leeds United fans in India who are going to watch this and they'll be like, "यार ऐसे क्या बोलते हो तुम लोग?" So it's fine. We can say anything and we can get it.
I love how even before the videos out, it's already been dissed by its own people. So yeah, totally on board. इसको पूरा अच्छे से promote करेंगे. Let's see this full wholeheartedly.
This should reach Yorkshire. Yeah, that should be fun.
They'll not understand how. They'll not understand our English.
Very much.
They'll not understand our accents and we won't understand theirs either. Anyway, so yeah, cutting this discussion short, I'd hope for 2 more wins, especially against Leeds. It will be fun. Just a little dampener to you, Prathamesh. It's already been announced no away fans this entire season. So even if there are fans at Ellen Road, there'll be no United fans. So
we will do it on Zoom. We will do it on Zoom.
That will be sad, man. But
we'll at least be able to fill out our fans.
Yeah.
Again, for a promoted club.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. This is slightly a different format, and hope you liked it. We'll probably not do more for promoted teams. We'll probably do more for different teams as well. Hopefully, this was a good discussion. And cheers to you guys. Thank you so much for joining, and see you soon.
Leeds are falling, my dear.